Beyond Emissions podcast by Soligent, the largest pure-play solar distributor in the Americas. Welcome to the show. Every single week, we're right here at the Soligent YouTube channel. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell in the corner, and comment down below. How can you be a part of this mission of us creating an emissions-free future together? Every single day, you, our customers, our listeners in the field, are most importantly in that spot in empowering our customers and your customers, the end user customers in the homes, residences, businesses around the world, of creating a world that is beyond emissions. And of course, that is the crux of our program. That is our mission here at Soligent, amongst other things, empowering our customers to create this emissions-free future. And every single month, we look at numbers showing and quantifying the actual amount of carbon that we together, you, I, our salespeople, your construction crews, your contractors, your permit people in the office, we're all playing a part together on this team of making a better earth, a better future. Now, beyond emissions, it's a really interesting statement because we don't live in an emissions-free future yet. Our goal is to get there. It's something that we have not attained yet, but I believe we're heading in the right direction. So I ask you this question every single show, every single podcast. What does beyond emissions mean for you? Soligent LinkedIn channel or Facebook page or Instagram, or write down in the comment section below. What does beyond emissions mean for you? Awesome first guest today. I'm excited to have on the show a partner of mine working every single day, leading our teams and empowering customers to help us create this emissions-free future with our renewable energy systems and products and packages and programs that we make available right here at Soligent, soligent.net. Click on the link below to find out more and become a dealer with us today. Loren Zucconi, sales manager for the Southeast United States, friend of mine, and welcome to the show. Beyond Emissions, I know it has a special place in your heart. Loren Zucconi, welcome to the Soligent Beyond Emissions podcast, and let our listeners know, what does Beyond Emissions mean for you?
Well, number one, thanks, Josh, for having me on the show. It's a great honor. What does Beyond Emissions mean for me? That's a great question. I think I'll start back with when I was born. I mean, I was born on Earth Day. I didn't realize it at the time, but I guess I was destined for this industry. The way I look at it, what does Beyond Emissions mean? Beyond Emissions mean for me? I mean, I live and breathe solar. I drive an electric vehicle. I just know that it's the right thing to do. I live in Florida currently, and most of my energy is generated from the sun to power my house and my car. So it just makes sense. I believe in being independent, and so that helps me hit one of my main goals, which is becoming independent. And frankly, when I did the economics on everything from the solar system to the electric vehicle, it just made sense. And then, I feel good. Also, like when I look at my kids and they see the solar system and they ask questions and they ask about the electric vehicle, and I help break down the various numbers for them to show them why I made those decisions that I did. It's from an economic standpoint, it all made sense. And, it's great for the environment too. So why not do it?
I love that. Beyond Emissions, the first thing that we think of, it's on our logo, right? The big smokestack, and then Beyond Emissions, you see the Soligent sunshine coming in from the upper right-hand corner. Beyond Emissions, creating an emissions-free future, better for our kids and our grandkids, breathable air, getting energy that's renewable day in, day out, not having to be dug out of the ground, destroying our environment, burned up just one time. I mean, from an environmental standpoint, that's what we all think about when we think of Beyond Emissions. But you talked about some other facets of Beyond Emissions. By the way, welcome, folks. Beyond Emissions podcast. Loren Zucconi with us, sales manager for Southeast United States for Soligent, the largest pure-play solar distributor in the Americas. Beyond Emissions, your pocketbook, economics. There's so many facets, not just the environment, so many great benefits to creating this emissions-free future together, right, Loren?
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I actually keep notes of all the numbers I calculated. So if you want to cover any of that, then I'm happy to do so.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you were to keep a ledger and you were running a business, you would look at it and say, okay, when we had a gas vehicle, here's how many gallons we had to fill up the tank with on a regular basis. Here's how much it cost us to travel this many miles, right? I mean, you can look at electrical vehicles. Those are made with energy storage, and you're charging it with renewable energy from the sun that you're offsetting by, producing X amount with your PV array, and you're able to look at it right there on your phone, which, by the way, many, many vendors that we offer here at Soligent, like SolarEdge, for example, EV charger. You can look at it all on your phone and track it all. I mean, to know that you've saved a lot of money versus filling up your tank and burning up those fossil fuels. What is that like? I mean, when you're looking, you opened up your phone and you're able to track that like a ledger, right? Talk a little bit about that, Loren.
No, I think it's great because my wife is a controller, so she wants to double check all the numbers. So I did all the Excels and had everything calculated, and everything is checked out. So things are good here at the house. Bottom line is that our solar system, we're saving like around $3,100 a year off our 10K solar system. It's 8 years old now. We have a SolarEdge system. We had old Solar World modules, used to go to their factory where they grow the seed crystal and slice it. They do everything in-house, but they're not here anymore. But they had a great factory up there in Oregon. And then the electric vehicles, I drive a Mustang Mach-E, and my wife has a plug-in hybrid. And so I calculated that those vehicles, on an annual basis, save about $4,200 a year. And about 3/4 of the energy that I produce with the solar powers everything in the house. So there's only about a quarter left over, but I'll probably be expanding that system to try to get that closer to more in the 90% range.
And one of the big advantages of the SolarEdge system that you mentioned, as a matter of fact, by the way, SolarEdge in stock, SolarEdge hub inverters, interfaces, and SolarEdge battery systems available right here at Soligent. Click on the link below. Lots of advantages there. But one of the other advantages is you can control when the grid charges up that battery at opportune times, right? Because talk a little bit about that, especially with your own system. I love hearing your firsthand experience. Loren Zucconi with us, Southeast sales manager with Soligent here on the Beyond Emissions podcast. Talk about that with us. You're able to actually program with your SolarEdge inverter when that battery gets charged, right? So, for example, when rates are cheaper, am I off my rocker on that? That's a capability, right?
You can't. Yeah, no, you're exactly right, Josh. I mean, yes, you can do that. Unfortunately, my system, 8 years older. I was going to upgrade when I worked at SolarEdge previous to Soligent, but it didn't happen in a timely fashion. So I have their standard Type A inverter. So I lose all those nice benefits we have today. I actually had to cobble together my own, I designed and installed my own off-grid system using Simpliphi batteries. But yes, the goal is that when my SolarEdge inverter, when I need to replace that, at that point I will replace it to an energy hub with a backup interface and their batteries and have everything tied together. And then maybe I'll show you my old Simpliphi batteries.
Oh, that is so cool, especially with 10,000 cycles at 80% depth of discharge. Those Simpliphi Power batteries available at Soligent. Click on the link below. 10,000 cycles divided by 365. If you're sizing it, like I always say, 1 cycle per day, 80% depth of discharge, meaning 20% larger than your daily energy need. You'll get about 10,000 cycles divided by 365. That's 27 years of life expectancy before reaching 80% total capacity in the battery, according to Simpliphi. So what you're talking about, those old 3.5 kilowatt hour units that you have, they're going to be around for a very long time. They could have a second or third life somewhere else. But yeah, the hub inverters, you are offering, I've been seeing emails left and right. You've got the most amazing team working with you in the Southeast United States, Loren. So amazing, especially when offering energy storage solutions to people. The SolarEdge hub inverter, battery, interface, and EV charging solution can all be put on one simple breaker, avoiding main panel upgrade avoidance. I mean, not having to pay thousands of dollars to upgrade your main panel. What a big advantage. Now, you've got a lot of awesome team members on Team Zucconi who are offering the SolarEdge energy storage solution to their customers. And you mentioned that. Yes, one of the advantages, you can actually decide when to charge your batteries up. You can figure out where that energy is going to go, when you need it, where you need it. And the reason why I started thinking about that, Loren, is the flexibility our customers need. I mean, they need to have the ability to take advantage when the rates are the cheapest and not have to just rely on getting charged the highest kilowatt hour rate whenever they happen to need to get the battery charged or when that's available from the utility. The systems you offer your customers and your teams are out there offering, like the Enphase battery systems, the SolarEdge, plus Simpliphi, plus Home Grid, Fortress Power, Solarc, that kind of flexibility, the technology that exists today, we are really stepping into a new era of technology, aren't we?
We are, yes. Yeah. And just like you mentioned, we do offer all those solutions. And to be fair, I did have an Enphase system before my SolarEdge, before I moved in the house I live in now. It was the old M215 micros, so I'm kind of dating myself here. It wasn't the M190s. But yeah, we do. We offer a plethora of different energy storage solutions. So, it really comes down to contractor preference at the end of the day. They need to do a thorough needs analysis with the homeowner and look at the power and capacity requirements, and that typically is going to dictate, which system they're going to go with.
Yeah, and resiliency as well. We're talking about the environmental benefits of renewable energy systems available at Soligent. Click on the link below to become a dealer today. We're talking about the technological capabilities of the different system types that are all available from Soligent. Click on the link below today and find out more. But in addition, you want resiliency. You want to have that peace of mind when the grid goes down, especially if you're in operation with mission critical equipment or if you've got medical devices in your own home. That's mission critical to your own life. And you live in Florida where, you might have a hurricane coming through part of some of your customers' geographical area. And they might not be able to have something go down during the period of that power outage. And speak to that a little bit, especially from a geographical standpoint of where you're located and the customers you work with on a daily basis. We got Northern California where I live, where there's a lot of fires and grid outages because of that. But it's a different animal, but it's kind of the same. Grid goes down. People need to keep that power rolling for themselves, their families, and their businesses. Soligent can help, right?
Yeah, oh yes, Soligent can definitely help. Speaking to living in Florida and the hurricanes, I live in the Orlando area, so we're a bit inland, so we're fortunate in that we didn't get hit as hard as like the Fort Myers area last year, but we did get a tremendous amount of rain and our power was out. I have a friend that owns a company that he makes flexible capacitors. And the reason why he got into that is because he has to keep his insulin refrigerated, right? So that's why he got in that business. So there's folks that require oxygen. I can tell you from a personal standpoint, aside from if you require, oxygen or insulin, there's nothing worse than, in August or September in Florida when the power goes out and it's 99 degrees out, or 95 and 99% humidity where you can literally spit in the air and then it would start raining. It's that humid. Trying to sleep in those conditions is awful. You really can't even do it, really. So having some type of energy storage system is key. And then your refrigerator, right? A lot of people don't keep, freeze-dried foods on hand, and your refrigerator, you lose everything in your refrigerator, and that's a world of hurt too. You have children. in your house, and as a parent, having to explain to them, why there's no cold air, why the food is all spoiled, that's an uncomfortable position that I wouldn't want to see anybody be in. And so that is the advantage of these energy storage systems that we offer, from all the different manufacturers, is that you can now take control of the power and be able to still have some type of power available when those conditions happen. And frankly, if you're able to modify your habits, you can get a system that might be more affordable to people that think it's out of reach right now at this point in time. So when I would sell in the home, I would always talk to folks about if they're willing to modify their habits, maybe have a cool room with a portable AC unit, run the ceiling fans, TV, have a small refrigerator, freezer combo. If the answer was yes, we typically could fit a system within their budget. And then you also have the folks that want the deluxe system with everything working, their well pump, their pool pump, 2, 3 AC units. And that was more of our deluxe system. So if they had the budget to meet that, we could design the system for that too. But yeah, it's, you need something here in Florida, because it's not a question of if, it's when your power is going to go out. And that could be out for a week. It could be out for longer. I know friends that had power out for, 2, 3 weeks. And that is a unbearable situation at that time of year here in Florida.
Yeah, and without energy storage, solutions again available. Click on the link below from Soligent. Go to soligent.net to find out more. Loren Zucconi, sales manager for Southeast United States for Soligent, the largest pure-play solar distributor in the Americas. We have these energy storage solutions and power system solutions available today. Loren can connect you with one of his awesome team members to take care of you right away. You got so many years, Loren. By the way, thanks again for coming on the Beyond Emissions podcast. You've got so many years experience in the solar industry, sales, in management, a contractor yourself, and you actually created your own off-grid system, like you mentioned, using Simpliphi Power batteries. So lots of experience. And you talked about some of the older solar panels that existed previously when you first got into the business, like Solar World, for example. Soligent being the largest pure-play solar distributor in the Americas, we move a lot of panels, and customers have this question all the time. I'm getting the comments from our customers constantly. Are there new panels coming out? Are the panels today better than they used to be? And I mean, the easy answer is, yeah, they're more efficient and more wattage, but talk a little bit about that. I want to hear your expert opinion on PV, on solar panels, photovoltaics, as they say in Rio Linda. Tell our listeners about PV, solar panels. Have they improved? What type of technological advances have been made as it pertains to solar panels?
Yeah, another great question there, Josh. So I can touch on my experience. I learned from the older generation, and they used to joke around with me, and they'd say, we took all the arrows for you younger guys, even though I don't feel younger guy status right now. But they were installing Arco, I think like 80-watt panels back then. My first experience, so I started back in 2007, January actually, and I cut my teeth on solar thermal, so I understand solar pool heating, solar hot water. But at that time, we had started moving into selling solar electric, and I think we were selling Kia Ceramides 180-watt modules back then. So that just gives you an idea, back in, and I want to say that was probably 2010. So it went from 180-watt modules back then to today, we've got 540-watt modules we're selling. So it has increased tremendously. Back then, it was typically mill finish, so silver frame rails, white backsheet. And now you're seeing sleek, all black modules, the bus bars, I think back then it was maybe 2 or 3 bus bars on top of the cells that you could see. So the silver that goes on top of the cells. Now they have, backside contact. I mean, it almost looks like a flat screen TV. So it's increased tremendously. And to give the audience an idea, I have a 10K system on my house with 36 modules. I actually did this exercise a couple weeks back, and I looked at using a 440-watt module, and I can actually fit 13 kilowatts within the same footprint that I have today. So it's like a 30% increase in production within the same footprint. And that's in 8 years.
Wow. That is amazing. That same space available on the roof produces that much more usable energy. And the efficiency, I mean, I have seen the efficiency go through the roof. I was at a solar show recently, RE Plus in Texas, and went over to the REC booth, and we've got REC panels available here at Soligent, right, Loren?
Yes, we do.
So yeah, click on the link below. Find out more. We've got these awesome panels from REC available amongst many. We have many solutions because everybody's situation is customizable depending on what their specific needs are. But the efficiency, oh my gosh, I think they were telling me 90 to 92% efficient. And the life expectancy, I've always seen 25 years before you hit that degraded capacity of production at that 80% number. That's been common for tier 1 panels for so long. And I couldn't believe it. 90 something percent efficient, just completely off the rails from what I've seen in the past. Advances really are happening, huh?
Yeah, it's interesting that you state that, because I remember, when I would talk to some homeowners in the past, and they were like, well, we're going to wait for more efficient modules. And I used to say, look, they have to use more exotic doping agents. If you want a module like that's on the space station with gold bus bars, you're going to be waiting a while. But, yeah, we have seen tremendous improvements. And just the last couple of years, I think the biggest jump probably happened within the last 2 years, it seems like. Generally the module wattage seemed like it was increasing maybe 10 to 20 watts a year, but it seemed like there was a big jump within the last 2 years.
Now, when they jump in size, wattage jumps, obviously I'm assuming you're looking at a jump in the open circuit voltage and the IMP or amperage per panel. So does that coincide with adjustments that are being made in the inverter industry as well? Or, what are your thoughts on that?
Yes, yeah, you're seeing that. Enphase went with their IQ8 series, right? And as you jump up in their models, right, their branch circuits are dropping down. I think with the old IQ7, it was like 16 on a branch circuit. Now, on the IQ8 Plus, what is it? It's 13. I know SolarEdge works on a fixed string voltage, so they just, throttle the voltage, and obviously it's tied in with the amperage on their optimizers. So yes, you are seeing those changes as well.
Wow. And speaking about inverters, we have so many amazing solutions available here at Soligent. Again, Beyond Emissions Podcast, with us, Loren Zucconi, sales manager for the Southeast United States of America, joining us here today on the show. So glad you're here. I get to work with this guy and his team every single day. It's so much fun. We have a fun time at our job. We love doing what we get to do. And so forgive me, though, if I nerd out a little bit on some of this stuff. I know our listeners are mostly contractors and installers and folks who have an engineering frame of mind as well. So trying to speak their language, and I think we're having a blast on this show. So thank you so much, folks, for listening. Loren, thank you for joining us here on the program. But yeah, advancements with inverters. Back in the day, I remember for battery-based inverters, speaking about the old 3.5s for the energy storage side for Simpliphi that you were using, back in the day, it was just, and we still offer Outback Power, their Mojave solution available right here at Soligent. It's great for some customers. It's really what's right for each customer on a customized basis. But back in the day, you get a battery-based inverter. It had to be a Schneider Electric or like an Outback Power Radiant or something like that. There were limitations on how much amperage could pass through, so what you could really back up or how many of those you had to stack to back up more loads required a bigger system. Or, you needed to have FM 180-VDC, FlexMax 100, or not 180, 80, FM 80-150 VDC, 80 amp charge controller, and you were limited to 150 volts DC per each string. So people had to get on the roof and wire them all screwy and weird to make that work. And There are lots of things that have changed. You could not do grid tie only with a battery-based inverter back then. And now we have this new inverter system, the SolarEdge inverter, the new 15K, 200 amp, not 50, 200 amp internal transfer switch, able to back up an entire main electrical panel, offering whole house backup, battery agnostic. So as long as it's 48 volt DC, you can choose the battery bank that you need. And it offers off-grid, grid tie only with no batteries, using a generator and batteries, using the grid and batteries with no solar, solar with battery backup, whole house backup. I mean, running the gamut now. When you pair those with a home grid, Fortress Power, Simpliphi Power, or Endure Energy battery, all available right here at Soligent, or even like a Crown AGM or wet flooded option, depending on what your budget is. The solar converter can do so much. We're talking about all these different inverters. What an advancement. Speak to that. I know you're so experienced. You've built your own off-grid system. Loren Zucconi with us today, Southeast sales manager for the Southeast United States with Soligent. Talk a little bit about that. Those advancements in inverters are allowing so much more flexibility for customers, right?
That's exactly right, Josh. Yeah, and I'm a big believer in redundancy, right? I really believe that you should have a battery backup system. I believe that as another form of redundancy, if you don't have an electric vehicle, you should probably have, a generator. I use a propane one, an inverter one, just for whenever the solar, the batteries deplete, and then I run off of that if I have to charge them back up. But the one that everyone misses as well is that, and this is the worst thing is owning an EV, as a person that owns an EV, is that you have an EV sitting in your garage, and mine at least has a 91 kilowatt hour battery. Boy, would it be nice to tie everything together. The EV, 3 forms of redundancy, the solar with the energy storage system, your EV, and a generator is your last line of defense. I look at that as a deluxe system. The first one that packages all that together and has everything communicate, in my opinion, is going to be the big winner.
Yeah, bi-directional, right? The ability to charge your EV, but have the ability to pull kilowatt hours out of your electrical vehicle in the event that you need that in an emergency. Let's say, for example, you've got a battery system for your home. It's not covering the loads. The outage isn't over yet. Let's pull a little bit out of our electrical vehicle. Obviously you're managing everything knowing full well, like, wait a minute, I still want to have enough energy left in that car to drive somewhere if I need to. But chances are outages are usually, maybe a day or, they could go longer. But the ability to have that flexibility to use your electrical vehicle battery, your home battery, the grid, your solar array. All those energy sources, bi-directional charging is, I believe, the future. You just touched on it. Loren, you're right. Bi-directional charging, utilizing the EV as a part of the home infrastructure, energy infrastructure, is huge. I've heard that there are some players like SolarEdge, and I believe SolarEdge as well. They're working on that capability. How do you go about, are you able to go in and see the state of charge of where you're at any given time on your EV battery, besides just, the green light it's on? I'm assuming, forgive me, you use it every single day. Are you able to?
Yeah. The short answer is, so on my particular EV, on the Chevy Bolt, I think the answer was yes, if I remember correctly. On the Mustang Mach-E, it just tells you how many miles you have left, but all you do is you hook up an OBD2 connector to the OBD2 port, and then they have apps you can download, and it will give you the state of charge of the battery. So by default, no, but there's a very quick and easy way to get around that and to be able to see what the state of charge of the battery is.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, because then you can make the decision to employ that strategy. I'm going to use 10 kilowatt hours out of my 91 that's available, or whatever that number is. I'm seeing some Dodge REV 1500 trucks coming out with an option for 500 miles. The kilowatt hours for that must be insane. A couple hundred at least, or more. I can just imagine. And when I hook up my trailer to my gas truck and I drive it over to the coast and back, I get over to the coast and back with no trailer and I don't have to gas up. I still have gas left in the tank. I go there one way with a trailer and I have to gas up before I come back. And so people are talking about, it's detrimental to have an electrical vehicle with batteries because by the time you're towing behind that thing or whatever you're using it for, you're going to be stranded. I'm like, what are we without a gas station somewhere, right? You have just as much resiliency. They're building charge stations everywhere. You actually have your own electrical gas station at your house with an EV charger, right? So, I mean, God love them. But those who are not embracing renewable energy, they need to see the light, right? I mean, that's what we're here to do is educate people. We're not just proselytizing, one way of doing it. We're not demonizing fossil fuels. That's how we got here. But like Maya Angelou said, when you know better, you do better. It's not just better for the environment. It's better for your pocketbook. I mean, the amount of money that you've saved, Loren, is insane. I mean, if you had a gas vehicle, that money would just be going out of your wallet, right? I mean, talk a little bit about
you're
that.
You're exactly right. I had one of my reps today say he was going to get an oil change, and I'm like, what's that? I don't even remember oil changes. It's been so long, or what a spark plug looks like, or going to a gas station and touching the filthy, gas, dispense handle and plugging it in and spilling it all over the car. It's been so long, I don't even remember what that stuff's like.
Yeah. And I got into a Uber car in Texas for our RE Plus show that we went to. I've never been in a Tesla. Loren. Whoa! I got in that thing and it felt like Star Trek, man. It felt like I was we're about ready to take off, Back to the Future. Where's the flux capacitor in the back here? The X-wings pop up. Now I'm like 6'7", so I'm still hitting my head, but oh my gosh. So folks who think that they have to sacrifice performance, they have to, longevity of your drive before you have to refill, all that, they're wrong. Again, we're not talking down to you. This is an educational program. And we are promoting the renewable energy business because we believe in it, but we believe in it because it's real. It works. When I got in this Tesla, not only was it better for the environment, it was costing that driver less money to cart me around than if he had a gas vehicle. In addition, it was cool. Like, you don't have to sacrifice your cool factor or your performance. I've heard the electrical vehicles. I mean, they can just fly 0 to 60 so much faster. Talk a little bit. I mean, you have an EV. I know it's a Chevy Volt. I don't know what the performance capability is, but electric vehicles are not wussies, huh?
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, I think the Model S Plaid is like 2 seconds, 0 to 60. Now the new Roadster, if they eventually put that out, I think it's like 1.9. You can watch on YouTube the videos of the guy that has the Tesla that he got it, beating, all types of different hot rods. The motor's more efficient. I think it's like 93 or 95% efficient versus the gas engine that I think at best is 35%. I based all my decisions on economics, number one. So when I looked at the electric vehicle and the amount of miles I drive, about 15,000, 16,000 miles a year, charging with the solar system at home, it was somewhere in the neighborhood of like 66% less than the, paying for gasoline, all said and done. So the cost per mile is much less on an EV. The wear and tear is less. I mean, I rarely use the brakes, one pedal driving, only if you have to if you're on a highway. And the idea that I'm also powering a majority of that, like I said, 3/4, with solar is pretty neat. Actually, that's what my license plate says. It says Sun 4 EV. I do want to get that number bumped up to like 9% range, but I'm never going back. I mean, it's the full system from the solar to the electric vehicle. I mean, it just makes complete sense. And no, you don't sacrifice performance. Some people miss the sound of the gas motor, like my wife, but they have a button on there now where you can turn it on and it sounds like a gas motor. You could do that too now.
That is too cool, and I notice it's affordable. Again, we're not selling electrical vehicles here at Soligent, but we sell systems that can produce energy for these electrical vehicles. As an example, electrical vehicle chargers. I know we do business with City Electric. We have access to ChargePoint and a lot of other great systems as well, including a system that we have available here at Soligent. Click on the link below. Electrical vehicle chargers, including your hub inverters, energy storage home batteries from SolarEdge, and interfaces from SolarEdge, all available. Click on the link below. Loren and his team can connect you right away. Yes, sir.
So I want to touch on that, Josh. So to give everybody an idea, I have a Clipper Creek charger. Enphase, not too long ago, acquired Clipper Creek. And SolarEdge, yes, they do have their EV charger. And so my Clipper Creek charger, that is a 32 amp continuous. It lands on a 40 amp breaker. Well, when I upgrade and I have the SolarEdge Energy Hub inverter, that EV charger, like you touched on earlier, can land directly on the inverter and use the same breaker space that inverter lands on. So that would help me save an extra 40 amps of breaker space, which, like you touched on, might cause me to have to do a main service panel upgrade. And so that's really nice the way that they have that all tied in. I'm curious to see what Enphase does with the Clipper Creek acquisition here moving forward as well.
Yes, and when you look at, what is it, Span, Savant, there's lots of different load management systems that are out there available, again, here at Soligent. Click on the link below. We have access to all of these solutions available to you today. I was talking to Trevor DeMott from Savant Systems, literally able to make every single panel in a home across America a smart panel. You're talking about the point we mentioned earlier, which is the ability with the SolarEdge to put it all on one breaker, electrical vehicle charger interface, the battery and inverter all on that one breaker. That can save thousands of dollars. But just imagine if you also had a load management system available, which I believe Enphase has available for their system. Generac also has a load management system that's available as a part of their energy storage system to pair with your solar system. These load management systems, again, all these LMSs, load management systems, are available at Soligent. Click on the link below to find out more. Loren, load management systems. I mean, with or without batteries, we're talking the ability to make every home so much more efficient. Driving back to your original point of always focusing in the beginning with your customer on helping them determine how they can live. The efficiency side of things, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Load management is critical. I have a 5-ton outside AC unit. The locked rotor amps are like 135. When I metered it, I think it was 236. And I put a hard start unit on there. Some people use soft starts. It dropped it to 27 amps. But the key is, like, let's say you had a battery, just speaking in general terms here, that could output 30 amps. If your refrigerator kicked on at the same time as the AC, this is where load management is really important, because you might exceed the amperage that the energy storage system can provide, and it might shut down the system or try to restart. So staging those loads is very important. My father is a CEO at a Budweiser distributor here, and that's what they do. They have tons of compressors, they have demand charges, they have to stage those loads, right, so that demand charge speedometer doesn't peg out. And that's a key component. Load management is very important.
Yeah, and demand charges for commercial or small businesses even, demand charges are huge, especially for these operations that have to go 24 hours a day. Demand charges can be huge. And one way to mitigate those extra costs for your business and really lock in your cost of doing business over the long haul, which can help be a major proponent in raising your overall net profitability of your business. Having a renewable energy system that contains energy storage. The demand charges, Loren Zucconi, sales manager, Southeast United States of America, Soligent, largest pure play solar distributor in the Americas. We have these load management systems, and Loren just mentioned demand charges for businesses, especially like the one you mentioned for your father, those costs are huge. I have walked through some food processing places in Fresno, California, and they showed me their bills, and they literally have to shut down for 4 hours a day, losing thousands of dollars. But yet if they do business during that time, they get killed. And if they just had a little bit of energy storage and they could run those specific loads off of energy storage, because they already have a solar system. So there's a solution for that now available here at Soligent, right? Loren, talk about that, the 30K and 60K commercial inverter systems by Solarc, now available at Soligent, can AC couple with energy storage with a high voltage DC system to help those 24/7 business operations. Getting killed on their demand charges can help them to actually avoid those demand charges and save money, correct?
That's right. Yeah. In the case of the Budweiser distributorship, if I recall, I think those demand charges were half of the utility bill.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, those solutions are key, and we do offer those. So give our team a ring, and we're happy to help you out.
Fantastic. Loren, I know you're super busy. I believe we actually went over time, so I apologize for that. For our listeners that are tuning in, especially those in Southeast United States, where Loren and his team are operating and powering you with renewable energy systems to help us create this emissions-free future. Loren, let our listeners know, how can they reach out to you? How can they reach out to your team for a Soligent solution?
So you can reach us through the Soligent website. You can reach me via email. It's just my first and last name, loren.zucconi@soligent.net. You can call me at my cell phone number. All of our team members, if you contact us, we'll get you in touch with them. We have all their contact information readily available. We try to make it easy to do business with Soligent and to help you and in turn help your customers at the end of the day.
And if our listeners are in the business as far as being installers or contractors, go into that just real quick. It's really easy to onboard. Talk about the process of onboarding here as a dealer with Soligent and how that process works, because it really makes their lives and their businesses run so much smoother, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Josh. It's very easy to onboard with us. What we usually do is, if you send an inquiry into the website, we'll have one of our experienced reps. We don't try. Let me rephrase that. We're not order takers here, right? Most of our reps have extensive amount of experience, like myself. I know several people on my team have over, a decade of experience in the solar industry. So we really try to help you, the contractor, at the end of the day. As far as onboarding with Soligent, you send an inquiry in, you call, however you want to do it. We have one of our reps reach out to you. We do a quick, 15-minute discovery meeting with you. You fill out a dealer application with us. We get that turned around very quickly. You can establish credit with us. We have direct pay programs where we work with financing companies like GoodLeap, Sunlight, SunGauge. We're also a Sonova distributor as well. So we have all different ways that we make it easy to do business with us. And the most important thing is that you're dealing with folks that aren't just order takers. These are reps that have extensive experience, and we generally do want to help you and in turn help your customers.
Born on Earth Day. I mean, you thought I was going to say born on the 4th of July, right, folks? No. For our business, what you and I and all of us do every single day, empowering customers to create this world that is beyond emissions, how appropriate that you would be born on Earth Day. By the way, happy birthday. You just celebrated that last month by the time this airs. So thankful that you're here on our team, leading the way and sharing your knowledge with our customers and our teammates every single day, and all your vast experience. We'd love to be able to draw on that. I hope you don't mind from time to time. I'm going to reach out to you and pull from some of that experience as well. You're an amazing leader, and we're so grateful that you're here working on Team Soligent. Loren Zucconi, sales manager for the Southeast United States of America here at Soligent. Click on the link below and I will connect you directly with Loren and his team right away so you can take advantage of our solutions available here at Soligent. Loren, thanks so much for being on the show and just all of your vast knowledge, experience, and just your teamwork on a daily basis. I love working with you. So God bless you and your family and your team. Thank you so much. Hang on the line for our engineer, sir. Beyond Emissions Podcast by Soligent, the largest pure-play solar distributor in the Americas. Loren Zucconi, the man, the myth, the legend, man. I get to work with that guy every single day, his awesome team. And by the way, I'm not kidding. We will connect you directly right away with Loren and his team. Click on the link below to find out more. Coming up next, we've got another great voyage into the world of creating a world that is beyond emissions with a friend from City Electric Supply as we spotlight our partnership with City Electric Supply locations all throughout the United States of America. Again, I'm Josh Brumm, Energy Storage Manager here at Soligent, the largest pure-play solar distributor in the Americas.
We at Soligent are incredibly excited to announce our partnership with Give Power. Well, we wouldn't be here today talking to you about Give Power if it wasn't for our partners, LoanPal. They've been with Give Power since the beginning. Their contribution has given water and light to countless people across the globe. We are truly inspired by LoanPal's dedication to the cause. Something LoanPal said really strikes a chord regarding Give Power, that this is something that's more than money. It's what makes making money more worthwhile. In a lot of ways, that's synonymous with what we're doing here at Soligent.
Here's how you can help.
What we've decided to do is compound LoanPal's contribution by donating to Give Power on every order paid via our direct pay program through LoanPal. That's right. Every time your company uses your LoanPal portal to pay Soligent for material, 5 people get clean drinking water for a full year.
Together we're stronger.
Together, we can choose to be extraordinary by giving to people who live outside our reach. To us, this means a lot.
Soligent's purpose meets Give Power's mission. Join the impact. Soligent, Solar Engine. SolarEngineSolutions.com. Go there to find out more. CALSSA, CALSSA, stands for California Solar and Storage Association. Join over 700 companies, including Soligent, and become a CALSSA member today. Go to www.calssa.org/join and enter Soligent as the discount code and receive 10% off your first year. Membership starts as low as $500 per year and covers you and your entire company. You can pay in monthly installments or once per year. Why join CALSSA? For over 40 years, CALSSA has been fighting for your rights in California. If you're an installer or contractor in California, it's CALSSA working behind the scenes on your behalf to protect the solar and energy storage business you and your companies rely on each day. Imagine the utilities are totally unchecked without CALSSA fighting for you. CALSSA fights for your rights and also provides resources like direct one-on-one support from their experts to help you with your questions, navigating everything from NEM 3 to battery fire code compliance. CALSSA will help you and your company to stay up to date on the latest policy changes that impact the California solar and storage market and your bottom line. Joining CALSSA helps to fund their work to lobby for cutting solar and storage red tape, pass pro-solar laws, and to defend your business from attacks. Become a CALSSA member today at www.calssa.org/join and enter the discount code Soligent to receive 10% off your first year. CALSSA is fighting for you and your business. Join over 700 companies like Soligent and make a difference in the California solar and energy storage market today. Beyond Emissions Podcast, we want to celebrate City Electric Supply, family-owned electrical wholesale business dedicated to providing personalized service and support for customers in the residential, commercial, and industrial marketplace. Why City Electric Supply? Their customer service first core value has allowed us to grow continually for over 30 years while keeping our founding principles of empowering people to make local business decisions. Even though City Electric Supply, large company, they continue to provide customers tailored services for all their electrical supply needs. All of their branches have the freedom to serve and meet the needs of the individual marketplace and the autonomy to price and stock items based on your needs, on the customer's needs. This gives all of the City Electric branches the opportunity to build local relationships in their communities. City Electric Supply, CES, have the benefits of a worldwide service network and the personal service of a neighborhood store. To see which products are locally available to you today, locate your nearest CES branch at cityelectricsupply.com. And that is our spotlight today for City Electric Supply, a partner with Soligent, the largest pure-play solar distributor in the Americas. Go make it a great day and go to your local City Electric Supply today.